so many years because at home was just so chaotic and so scary. And I just remember my mom came to her friend's house and just picked me up, and I was like, oh shit. And I remember getting in the car and being like, Mom, you're not taking me to see him, right? You're not taking me to see him. You're not. And she's like, I just need you to say what you said in front of him so that I know it's true. And like I said, this person was so scary. This person was so mean and just wrong. And then she's telling me my sister's going to be put up for adoption. So they take me and they sit me down, and he's looking at me with his arms crossed, like super angry. And he's like, is what you told your mom the truth? And like I literally was laying down with like covers over my head like this, with my eyes peeking out, and I was just petrified. And like it just seemed like my whole life was about to crumble down if I told the truth. And like just so many things were going on in my head, and I was just so scared. Like it was just so scary, you guys, like honestly. And I took it back. I said it was a lie because I needed to save my family, basically. That's what it felt like at that point. But my stepbrother knew the truth, and my stepbrother ended up calling child services himself and telling him without my knowledge and without my family's knowledge. So then child services came into the picture, and every day I had to talk to this therapist, and every day I had to lie. They actually called my dad and tried to tell my dad that he could take full custody and he could take me away from my mom at this point. And like me being taken away from my mom to go live with my alcoholic father, and like it was just hell. It was so much hell, you guys. Like every day was hell. Every day was just so goddamn hard. And after I took back and said I lied about the whole thing, and lied to therapists and lied to child services for years, not for years, for months, they finally dropped it because I just wouldn't tell the truth. And like I was grilled all the time around everyone, and my grandma was the only one that knew the truth. And I just told her, I can't do this, Grandma. I can't have my sister taken away from me. I can't move to my dad's. I can't do this. I can't. Like I don't want my life to like be ruined because of this person. Like I want my mom. I want my sister. Like I can't do this. And she was like, I understand, honey. Like do what you gotta do. But thankfully me calling him out stopped that from happening to me. But I became the black sheep. Like I became the most hated person in that household. And that was even more of a hell because he would actually make food for everyone but me. He would go to the grocery store and tell everyone in the house that everyone could eat everything, but I can't touch it. I can't eat his food. And my mom fell into a super deep depression. Like I know at the end of the day she knew the truth, but he was very abusive to my mom verbally and physically, and he was really scary. He had threats for days. I mean, the cops were at our house quite often. He abused her a lot. So honestly, I got really used to seeing the abuse, and I got really used to hiding it because my dad would grill me all the time about my lifestyle over there, and I'd never tell him the truth because my dad is in his own way a very scary person. Not that he would ever hurt me or a family member, but if you cross his family, he will do something about it, and he'll do something about it to the point where it's really serious. And I just, every corner I looked, the answer wasn't there besides keep your mouth shut and just keep on pushing until you're 18 years old. You could get the hell out of here. So I lived basically a life where I was the black sheep. I was the Cinderella of the house. I was very unloved. I was very alone for a lot of my childhood. And it was really scary. I just remember so many nights sitting in my room just telling myself, like, you got this. Like, once you're 18, you can do this. Like, you can do it. You could just make it to your 18 and you'll be fine. And so, like I said, my dad's alcoholism wasn't that big of a deal because at least he was safe. At least he protected me. Is that excuse for how absent he was in majority of my childhood? No, but both of my parents grew up with traumatic childhoods too, and they couldn't help themselves that was going to be the cycle for me, and I don't think they planned it out that way. I don't think my parents ever were like, let's make a baby and completely not know what we're doing and just leave her to basically raise herself, but you know, I would almost test to see how much trouble I would get in from them sometimes. Like, I would actually do really bad in school just to see if they cared if I, like, got bad grades, and they never did. So when I, like, graduated high school and, like, started getting good grades because I was like, oh shoot, I kind of gotta do this for myself. Like, no one cared. No one cared if I either failed or I got A's. Like, it was just kind of like I did everything for myself, and it was just really hard. And then in my adult life, like, once I graduated high school, it was just like an avalanche fell on top of me. It was like everything from my everything from my whole childhood, like, fell on top of my chest. And that's why I fell into such a deep depression of, like, not even being able to get out of bed. There were so many days that I just laid in bed and slept all day. Like, I spent 1.5 years doing that, and no one truly understood what was going on except for my mom. And I just, like, wouldn't be seen by the world because at that point I felt so unworthy to even be alive, to be here. And, like, who would ever even want to be around me? Like, no one. At the end of the day, a lot of people don't realize that, like, I was so unwanted everywhere I went because I was just this, like, I don't know. I was just like this nuisance to everyone's life. Like, I was just the kid that got in everyone's way. Like, my dad always had tournaments and things to do, and he just had his daughter to take, and I was always in the way of my dad. And then, like, my mom loved having me around, but I think she was just, like, so traumatized by what happened that she just was so quiet. So I just always felt so unwanted. And in my adult life now, I've come to the conclusion that, like, I push people away. Like, I won't let anyone in. You may think you're in with me, and then I will push you away so far away because I'm just so used to being alone, and I'm so used to doing this thing called life alone that I'd rather do it alone than be hurt by people that I love. Because when you're hurt so much in your childhood, and when so many people break your trust, and when so many people don't believe you and don't have your back, especially the two people that brought you into this earth, you don't trust anyone anymore. You don't even trust yourself. Please go lie down. Lay down. Lay down. Down. And that's just like, that's honestly just the outline, guys. There's so many details that I can go in with you guys, but I just feel like it's not that necessary at the moment. But I just want people to know that they're not alone. I know that I am not the only person that this has happened to. I'm not the only person that grew up with an alcoholic father, that grew up with a stepdad that did really bad things. I know I'm not the only one that was abandoned. And there's just so much more to it. Like I said, basically everyone in my childhood has somehow abandoned me and just left me. And it's a really harsh reality. It's a really hard feeling to get used to. And there's so much more I can go into this, but I just want you guys to have the outline as to why I'm so much more focusing on mental health and fitness. I anticipated for this to be about fitness, but the more and more I start documenting, the more and more I realize fitness is like my cover-up. I found fitness when I first started entering into my depression, and it saves me in so many ways. If I didn't have fitness, I don't know if I'd be alive to this day, because as I went to therapy, I learned that the way I used to work out was my version of cutting myself. I'm very vain, so I would never cut myself. I would never show people that I am in pain, because for me that makes me weak, and that makes me like boo-hoo, cry baby, poor you. So instead, what I wanted to do was prove to the world that I actually was strong through my body. So when I would go to the gym for 4 hours, it was to the point to where I was leaving the gym not able to walk and like barely able to breathe, and like my body was always sore, always hurt, but it was a way for the pain to actually escape my body. And in a lot of ways, I've had a very hard relationship with fitness again, because as a personal trainer, I watched so many people do that, and I saw it so much more as a cover-up rather than them doing it for the physical aspect, because fitness is a huge cover-up. It like really does help you get through those things, but never allows you to face them, if that makes sense. And as I'm getting more and more into the mental health aspect, every time I do go into the gym, it kind of does awaken a part of me that I don't want to face yet, because I'm doing this as baby steps. And mental health, now that I've finally gotten the tools on that, like all I do is focus. I'm not really focused about my body at all, because my body's the last thing that needs help. My body is the last of my worries. I'm very healthy, I eat very healthy, I'm very active all day, so I know, and you know, if I am going to work out, it's just for very vain reasons at this point, when I feel like that hour a day could be spent reading a book or writing. What's up, guys? So my camera died in the middle of, or the ending of, my childhood survival trauma. And I obviously am going to look like crap because I came home, and honestly that video was really intense for me to make, and it was really intense for me to post. And it's taken like such a toll on my body, because it's just like such a scary thing to share with the world. And I'm so thankful for some of the feedback I'm already getting. You guys are honestly amazing. In no way, shape, or form am I posting this for attention. It's honestly just to raise awareness, to never judge a book by its cover, and to never try to give someone a label. Everyone has their own story, everyone has their own traumas, and just because they don't share them, and just because you think that they have a certain life, understand that you truly don't know anyone, and treat everyone kindly, because you don't understand what kind of battle they're going through daily. Like I said, all this was happening to me when I was in school, and I was picked on a lot in school. And to go from one hell to the other was just really harsh. It creates a foundation for your future of just feeling like no one will ever want you, and no one will ever want to spend time with you. And honestly, that's what has led me up to my adult life, and the bad things that have happened in my adult life that I won't go too far into, but if you've been following my channel for a while, you know what I'm talking about. And just know that, like, I don't want to wake up 40 still in a hell. But to get out of hell, you have to take a crazy walk out, and then you can get to heaven. So I decided this year to start taking that walk into heaven, and to really work on my mind, and to really work on healing. And it's getting closer to my birthday, so for my birthday I asked both of my parents to go to therapy with me for my birthday present from them. Just crazy that that's all I ask for in this lifetime, you know. So many people think I'm after material things. You just think I'm very shallow, when in actuality I'm so deep. I'm so deep. And I have nothing to prove to anyone. I'm just simply doing this for girls that are like me, that have the stereotype but are so hurt on the inside and just so tired of putting on this fake smile for everyone around them. It's overwhelmingly tiring, and you just end up breaking down on certain days, and you're not able to even get up and make yourself something to eat. You just like drown in your bed, and you drown in sleep. And that's like what I did. Like, that's what I do. Like, when I'm not feeling like I can do it that day, I just literally will not get out of bed. And as time goes on, it's a lot easier for me to get out of bed, and it's a lot easier for me to go through the day. But I just honestly hope girls like me know through watching my channel that's okay to take time away from the world and just truly heal yourself, because I know that our society is going to sit there and be like, you need to work, you need to do this, you need to do that, like, you need to get your crap together. And it's like, what is our society doing for us? Do you see the world right now? It's shit. It's literally crap. Like I said, this video was super hard for me to post. Super intense for me to post. I think I cried like 10 times watching it, and I was just like, I don't want to post it. I don't want to post it, but I did, and I feel actually great that it's posted, and that the world, not the world, but you, my lovely YouTube friends, are able to now understand why this is so near and dear to my heart. Like I said, fitness is my mask. That is the perfect little smile I put on for the world and act like everything's go-lucky and I'm this strong, determined individual. When in actuality, by the time I get to my home, I take off that mask and crawl up into a little ball and just live life. And I can't explain to you why my brain does this to me, or why my subconscious mind does this to me. Like, I wish it was just as easy as snap out of it, move on with your life. I've tried to snap out of it my whole life. It doesn't work, it just gets worse. So, just not snapping out of it. I'm just really going to take it seriously. So, I have so much more film that I have, but honestly, I'm so sorry it took me so long to post these videos, just because my heart was like trembling as I was hitting publish. Like, this is not the best idea, you know, people don't need to know this, you're good, why are you going to share that? But it's okay. It's okay. So, that's going to wrap up this video for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for the non-judgments. It truly means the world that I was able to share this with such beautiful souls and relate to so many people, and for once to set myself free of this label. And just know, people just for some reason always see my outer vessel and think that I am this certain person, and understand that that's not me. Like, my soul searches for deep souls that want to just help one another and just want to love one another and support one another. My soul isn't into the shallow world. Like, I'm 22, about to be 23, and I've gone to a club maybe 6 times. I've never gone to a bar. I'm like not down for like all this 22, 23-year-old stuff. Like, half the time I'm petting my dog, watching Spirit Science. I'm just mumbling now, but just know that, like, there's so much more to people. Never look at someone and be like, oh my god, they're so lucky, or oh my god, they have such an easy life, because you have no idea. And a lot of people were shocked that, like, me specifically went through what I went through, and like I said, there's so much more that I'll open up down the line, but like I just still don't feel comfortable sharing everything, because literally when I have shared my full story to therapists or life coaches, they just like, they don't even talk. They're just staring at me like, how are you in this room right now? Like, how are you even like functioning? And then I'm just like, I've gotten really good at faking life. And then they're just like, how are you like okay though? I'm just like, yeah, welcome to my life. But like I said, this is not a boohoo. This is just tired of putting on this fake smile for the world. Tired of trying to act like I have no problems, when in actuality, damn. Let's get on this roller coaster together. Alright, I will see you guys in my next video. Hopefully it's not as deep. Hopefully I can add some light to these videos. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.